All right, so today I have a special guest in Latino Vegano, my friend, my brother, my mentor. Hey, John, we always be looking out to you, international public speaker, serial entrepreneur, wellness advocate, activist for the wellness of all living beings, film producer, director of They're Trying to Kill Us, author,
Yes, sir.
John Lewis, badass vegan. What's up, my brother?
latinoyvegano.com.
Dímelo, ¿qué pasa? They don't know I'm like 1% Spanish, man. I can keep up a little bit.
That's what's up. Hey, 1% is good enough, man. That's all.
1%, right?
As long as you know where's the vegan food, we are good.
Yeah, as long as vegan food, we good, man, for sure. You know that. You know how we roll.
Absolutely. It's been a while, man, but I'm glad you took the time so we can talk to us, man.
Nah, man, I appreciate you having me on, for real, man.
Absolutely. I want to flip this. I wouldn't call it an interview. I always kind of like catching up. But
That's what it is.
Yeah. I want to flip it a little bit because I know a lot of people always ask you the same question. What's your story? Where you went vegan? Blah. You have that all over your website, all over social media. If they haven't been following you, they should definitely start following you. You have all that information out there. But I do want to talk to you about your serial entrepreneurship. That not only from an entrepreneur myself, but also I think is an important thing that people are aware of or know that at times when you take control of your own destiny, your own income, it allows you to do a lot more. More bigger might say, well, what that have to do with veganism? So I'll let you kind of talk a little bit about that and how you say, how you actually intertwine both of them, veganism and entrepreneurship.
Yeah, so I personally grew up around business. My brother, he owned his own screen printing company when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like we would literally screen print shirts, go to another state to an event, sell like 100-something shirts.
Really?
Kill it, then drive back home. And so I learned that. And so like I always had that business mind. Like my undergrad degree is in marketing, and then my graduate degree is in business administration. So I have an MBA, but I also have an MBA with an emphasis in entrepreneurship. So I knew I always wanted to do something on my own. I didn't know it'd be this, but I was open to it. And I think that helped too. Like I never confined myself to a business plan.
Okay.
I never was like, I have to do this or my career is a bust.
Right.
Like I was willing to adapt. I could pivot. I could turn. Like, all right, this ain't working. I can still stay on the same track, just change lanes. You know what I'm saying? I'm still on the same road. I just changed lanes a little bit. So that was what kind of led me to that way. And when I went vegan, I didn't go vegan to start a business. You know what I'm saying? I saw how much work I was putting into everything I was doing. I was like, wait a minute, I'm 9 to 5. And then still trying to do everything on the other side, trying to help people with their nutrition, with their health, with their fitness, be an activist, do all this other stuff. I was like, man, this is a lot, man. Like, so what I did is I always say this, the phrase that says, don't quit your day job. I don't think that's to deter people from pursuing their dreams. I think that's really for people to put themselves in the right position until you can quit the day job. So I had a day job. I was fronting online like all I was doing was badass vegan for a long time, but I had a 9 to 5 that was supplying me with the income to still do badass vegan. So when it came for the day for me to leave that 9 to 5, which I got fired, so it was kind of easy to leave, but I was at a position where I was like, you know what? I've been working on this for a year already. Let me go all in. If it don't work out in that 6 months, I'll come back and get a job. Because, I had put in enough into my unemployment to where I was like, you know what? I'm going to get an employment.
Right.
Let's see how it works. If it doesn't work, I will get a job. And it just worked out. It just worked out that way. And that's how I got to this point and just kept being open to opportunities. But also, I tell people too, every opportunity is not your opportunity. I passed up on a lot of things. And the money was good, but I was like, nah, that don't fall in line with me.
Right.
So people have to be okay with that.
And how does the Badass Vegan brand initiate? How does that start?
So if anybody that's watching this wants to laugh, if you go look at the P90X ads, you'll see me cheesing on there. Because I had done the program. I had my second knee surgery, was sitting on the couch. I was vegetarian at the time, eating all the ho-hos and oatmeal cream pies. And next thing I looked up, I was like, yo, I'm like 255. Like, wait a minute. So imagine I was 315 as a freshman in high school. So I felt like I was kind of getting back into that. And I was like, oh, this ain't it for me. Not knocking anybody else. If you want to keep it, keep it. Like, that's all you. So the P90X commercial came about, and I was like, man, I'm not doing no at-home workout. That's not me. But it did get me. And I was like, you know what? Let me try it. And I got hooked, and I did it for a year straight. And so after they put me on the ads and all that stuff, I had a good friend who knew the owner of the company, Carl Deichler. And he was like, man, you should submit your pictures. And this was after the first 90 days. This wasn't even a full year yet. And I was like, I have body dysmorphia. Like, no, like, not an exaggeration. Like, I could be at 4% body fat, ready for the stage, and I'll still be like, oh man,
that's not good. I still need to
like,
be.
Nah, I mean, that's why I'm walking on the treadmill while I'm talking to you. Like, I understand my weakness. It's a weakness. I do have to work on it, and I am.
Right.
But so he was like, you should submit your pictures. I'm like, nah, man, they're not that good. He secretly sent him the pictures for me.
Okay.
And I get an email from the Beachbody team who owns P90X, like, oh my God, do you have more pictures? We'd love to feature you, this and that. And I was like, hey, why not? And by that time I had went vegan already. So people were like, wait a minute, you can be in shape and be vegan? And so that's when the buzz really came. And that's how I was like, you know what? I need to start my own company. And I was training for marathons at the time. And I was out on my first run of the new year. Because I actually thought of the company name on January 1st, 2010. And the first name that came to my mind was Badass Vegan. Badass Vegan. Like no other names. I didn't think of nothing. So I got done with my run. I went right to GoDaddy to see if it was available. Shit was available.
Yeah.
I think I bought it for like $3 back in 2010. Best investment. And then that Monday, I incorporated the name. I went ahead and did the LLC, because I already had a business. I knew how to do all this stuff. And I trademarked it, everything. Like, I feel bad because sometimes I have to hit up companies like, hey, sorry, you can't use that name. Like, I just had a situation where as a company, I literally came to them so nice, Roger. Like, you know me, I can be an asshole, but that's not my goal. That's not my goal. So, I was like, hey, I hate to come to you like this, but I just wanted to let you know that I have the trademark. I own the rights to Badass Vegan. And if it's okay, I would ask you to change the name of your company because it's an infringement. They ignored it. I'm like, okay. So I go, they had an Etsy shop. I go to the Etsy shop. I email them through there. They ignore it. Okay. All right. I'm like, okay, cool. I email them again. Still nothing.
Wow.
I put up a post. I said, hey, this is not me. This is a scam. This is not me. If you buy anything from them, don't think you support me. It's not me. And then I submitted to Instagram and Etsy and Facebook that I have my trademark letter. Like, I got my certified letter from the government. She had to change her name like that. And then she blocked me. I'm like, wait, how you get mad at me when I came to you nicely from the beginning?
Yeah, that was nice.
People, man. I'm like, and that's the thing. If you take care, and that's a great business lesson. If you take care of everything up front, do your due diligence, you're covered.
True.
At the end, was it cheap to get that trademark? No. Think about it. To get the word Badass Vegan trademark, it took a lot of hoops and hurdles, man. But it was worth it.
Right.
And I say, whatever idea you got, trademark it.
Okay.
Because you never know, down the line, somebody might be like, hey, Latino Vegano, I'm gonna start selling shirts with that.
Right.
No, sir. I got this trademark right here. Let's stop that right now. Right. I love you. I appreciate you, vegan. Business is business. Business is business,
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's where it all came from, man.
That's dope. That's a really good advice. By the way, I also went to school. I have an MBA and I went to
So
marketing. Yeah, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I got an MBA
Yeah.
in marketing too. And in my personal experience journey, I mean, I guess I was born for that aspect.
Yeah.
It was funny that I have told the story that my dad, my dad is so successful in the corporate world. His principals, college, and my mom, I would be in education. So I guess teaching and coaching that's part of my DNA, part of my culture, from my parents' side. But my dad himself, he one time got laid off, and he was like, all right, well, I'm gonna open a business. But my dad mentality was at that time is like, I'm gonna do it myself. Like, you want to do it right, do it yourself.
Yeah.
So he used to be marketing, accounting, salesperson, all in one, like in one package.
Wow.
That's not gonna last too long, right?
Yeah.
He didn't last too long in business, and he had a good concept. It's just he just was by himself. He didn't want to he didn't want to kind of like partner up, collaborate, and find other helps. He came from that old school mentality, and business failed, so he went back to corporate world and started working again. So I took a lot of the team concept from sports. I don't know if you had that same mentality, because when I was playing basketball with you and I played, I knew that everybody on my team have a role. You know what I mean?
Everybody.
What's your role in the team? Okay, so you're gonna be catching rebounds. You're gonna be playing defense. You're gonna be
the screen.
Everybody
got a role.
Everybody got a role. So, and we knew when one of our guys were down, it was like, oh man, now we have to find who's gonna kind of fill that hole right there. So that's how I got that team concept. I mean, I don't know if you apply some of that from your sports background.
Yeah, I definitely, man. I tell everybody, like, I might be the front man of a lot of shit I'm doing, but there's help along the way. Like, I just finished this documentary, and without Keegan and without the help of so many amazing people, this documentary wouldn't have happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know that for a fact. Like, now it's a catch-22, but in a good way, to the point where you got to have these people to help you, but you also got to work your ass off to be in that position that when they help you, it's not propelling you nowhere. It's just keeping you afloat so you can move to the next level. They're not the ones putting you to the next level. You're ready to go to the next level with the assistance of what they've done. A lot of people want everybody to do all the work for them. And then they're like, well, you didn't push me here. No, that was your job. My job was to promote you so you be ready to go there. Like they say, as long as you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. A lot of us are still in the get ready stage, but we want to be over there. It's like, no, you got to be ready already. So when the opportunity comes, like I had a good friend. It's funny because this friend was in no type of fitness realm at all. Like if you saw him, you'd understand. Like good friend of mine, my boy, we laugh about this all the time, but he's like, bro, you have to be 2 weeks away from a photo shoot every day. And I was like, damn, for real? He's like, yeah. He's like, because if somebody call you with a gig and say, hey, in 2 weeks, I'm flying you out to LA for this photo shoot, and you're like, ooh, I need 10 weeks. You lost that gig. You lost that gig. And it's been many times where somebody will call me and I'm like, I'm ready. It's been a couple times I was like, dang, I wasn't ready. But I'm telling you, that was some of the best advice. And I think that goes with everything. Like, maybe you're not trying to be a fitness model. Maybe you're trying to get this job. And they're like, hey, we got this project coming. We want to fly you out next week to go over the details. And you're like, ooh, I'm not ready for that. You got to be ready. You got to be ready at all times. And a lot of people are like, oh, you don't relish in the wins that you have. I'm like, no, I respect every win I got. But I'm ready for the next win as I'm winning. Like, as I'm celebrating, I'm like, what's next? Let's go. Because it's somebody that always wants your spot. I don't care like I said, this vegan community is cool. It's great. I love everybody, but it's somebody that wants your spot at all times, no matter what you're doing. You could be, I don't know even know who to put out there. You could be Tory Washington, the coolest dude in the world. Get on the stage. He don't talk shit about nobody. He don't say nothing wrong about nobody. But I guarantee you, somebody looking at his page right now, like, he ain't shit. I can do that. You know, it's just a mentality.
True.
It's the mentality of people. Whether you vegan or not, that if you're an asshole before vegan, going vegan don't keep you from being an asshole. You just an asshole. Like, it's just how it is. So yeah, man, like I would say that team aspect has always been there for me. I was a point guard. So I'm always about that. Okay, I did for you. Yeah. You do that. I bring it back to me. You know what? I saw a weakness the last time down the court. We're going to exploit that. Right. Let's go. All right, that's coming to you this time. Right. And let's do this. So you got to have that team. You could be a solo artist, but even a solo artist got a band.
Correct. Or have a crew behind it, you know.
A crew behind it. But I'm saying, though, when you get on stage, that solo artist, that Usher, that Justin Bieber, that Billie Eilish, I don't care who you are, when they get on that stage, somebody had to do that lighting, somebody had to do the sound, somebody had to do the music, everything. It ain't just Billy, you know what I'm saying? So you got to keep that mindset too. And a lot of people, they're so focused on, I got to keep everything for me, and they're getting 100% of absolutely nothing. I'd rather take 50% of a big ass pot than sit here with this little bitty ass bowl that ain't got nothing but ice in it. You know, and it's gonna turn into water later on.
Real.
But I'd rather have a big pot of soup. And now we all eating.
Exactly. We all eating. So now, speaking of mindset, what is the mindset that you think that you had to have made you successful? And how can we incorporate some of those mindsets?
In a good way, my mindset is I'm a fucking beast. In anything I do, whether it's being a loving person, I'm gonna be the most loving person you've ever been around. I'm gonna love you harder than anybody you ever know. I'm gonna be the most compassionate person, and not in a competition way. Right. I just also believe that the more we put our all into everything, even if you get 80% of the results, shit, that's 80% of 100.
That's a strong 80.
That's a strong 80.
I got you.
So like, it took me a while to get there, but I'd say over the last like 10 years, man, like it just hit for me, and I just started going and going and going, and like I was like, you know what? If I fail, cool. It ain't a failure to me. I don't believe in losses. I believe in lessons. Like there's nothing. I don't have losses. I learn from every experience, whether it's love, whether it's business, whether it's you know, being out there speaking social justice, animal activism, whatever it is. If I mess up, okay, cool. And I'm also cool with acknowledging where I fucked up. I think a lot of people, they want to be so perfect that they can't admit to their flaws. I'm like, dude, I got more skeletons in my closet because it was a life before this veganism, dog. Like, it was a life, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was a butcher, you know what I'm saying? Like, I tell people, like, I was a butcher at one point, you know what I'm saying? I sold drugs at one point. I everything. Anything you think of, I drank. Like, I don't drink anymore. I done got drunk, probably got behind the wheel when I shouldn't have. All that stuff led me to here. And I'm not saying do that stuff to get there. I'm hoping that my story can keep some people from having to go through that pain of what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So I just say, be a beast all the way out, no matter what you're doing. If you're doing yoga, be a beast. Be a beast at the yoga. You know what I'm saying? Put it all in there. Like I'm literally kicking up yoga again. Like I'm in an undisclosed location now because I'm about to like go all the way back in. Like I figured, why not show how you can be strong, agile? You know, I said at 43, it's a lot of people at 43 that ain't doing what I'm doing. But I want to show that I'm not abnormal. I'm what it is supposed to be. Like Chef Babette, birthday today, by the way. Shout out to Chef Babette, December 7th, her birthday. She posted, you know, her photo shoot of her being 70. And I'm like, yo, like people are like in amazement. I'm like, and I'm not taking credit away from Chef Babette, but that's how we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be able to work out, do push-ups, run a marathon if you want to. We just let our body go to waste so much that the norm is sickness, dying at 45, you know, all these different things. And I just think if we put our all into everything we do, including your kids, including your family, your business, including your spirituality, it don't even have to be religion. Whatever it is, you're gonna be a beast.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. You know, that's a good advice. You know, I hear Warren Buffett one time said that the interview and one of his employee made a big mistake, and it cost the company like a $1 million mistake, something like that. And then the reporter asked the Warren Buffett like, "Hey man, you're not gonna fire this guy because he just cost you, you know, $250,000, maybe whatever that amount was." And he said like, "Nah, I ain't gonna fire him. I guarantee you, this guy ain't gonna make that mistake
He ain't gonna do it again. He ain't gonna do it again.
So that was
$1 million.
That was $1 million lesson right there that I faced. So I was like, that's exactly, you know, you have to see things. It's just perception, right? How you see it.
And
right?
he probably worked his ass off from that day on. Like, I can't let Mr. Buffett down again. I owe him $1 million pretty much. Like, you know, like, hey, lesson learned.
Lesson learned. Hey, Javin, so that's cool, man. You know, I think a lot of people don't realize that aspect of it. So why do you think people get stuck and they stay on their way? And that could include in dieting or going vegan, or also include like in business. Why they stay in the same position all the time and they don't really feel they want to move and try something different?
There's two things with that. One is everybody don't want to do it, and that's fine. I think it's okay if you don't want to be an entrepreneur. I think that's okay too. Like, I'm not knocking a person with the 9 to 5 or the midnight to 7, whatever it is. Some people love that shit, do that shit. But if you have the entrepreneurial bone or gene or urge or whatever it is, the number one thing that people are missing is empowerment. They don't believe they can do it. Or they see how much work it's gonna take, and it's like, ooh, that's gonna be a lot. Okay, believe in yourself. You can do a lot. You gotta believe. And the thing is too, you gotta find what your actual passion is. Okay. I can't look at what you doing and be like, man, that's dope what Roger doing. I'm gonna go do that. And that has nothing to do with my passion. Right. But I saw you having fun. I saw you having a good time. I saw you enjoying life. Right. Shit, I'm gonna do that too. Exactly. But that's your passion. So we have to find out what our actual passion is, because when you find out what your passion is, it don't matter if you never make a dime. Like, if I didn't make a dime doing what I'm doing right now, and I know this sounds cliche, but it was a long time when I wasn't making shit. And I was still doing the same exact thing. And I didn't care how long it took to get to where I needed to be, because I was gonna do it regardless. No matter what relationship I was in with somebody, no matter what my family thought, no matter what the public thought, I'ma still keep doing it. I can show you tweets and posts and Facebook from 12 years ago. I was saying the same exact shit because I look at my Facebook memories every day. I'm not even lying. Every day. I can't even lie. Some of the stuff I repost is from 12 years ago. I just reposted it, and people don't know. They're like, man, that's dope. I'm like, yeah, I had this idea 12 years ago. Like, nice. But it's just, you have to be at that point where I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what nobody does. I'm going to win. And my winning doesn't mean financial. Right. Shit, even if I had 5 followers, I'd be like, yo, I'm winning. I got 5. You got 4. I got 5. I'm winning. For real. I'm winning. I'm not even a half full guy. I'm 100% full guy. Like, I believe in, if I put everything in this cup, damn it, I'm gonna win. And that's just, I know it sounds so cliche, because I used to think it was cliche too, but I just had to get there. I just had to get to that point where I honestly don't care. Like, it's sad, but I had this saying, and my best friend now, we play high school ball together, everything. Yeah. He's vegan now too. Crazy, because we never talked about being in film. He's in film as well, and we never talked about vegan. We grew up in St. Louis. We were butchers together. That's how crazy it is. Yeah. But I used to have this thing, and I've toned it down. But he used to tell me, hey, bro, you're not doing this right. And I'm like, man, I don't give a fuck. That was my saying. I didn't care. Like, I really didn't care what people thought. But I did go about it wrong. Like, my not caring now is not caring what you think, but I don't also want to offend you either.
Right.
Back then, I didn't care if I offended you, if I upset you, if I hurt your mama's feelings. I didn't care. It didn't matter. Like, I was gonna do me. And now I'm way more compassionate about not caring what people think. Like, I don't want to upset anybody. I want to put everybody on a path of where they're empowered. I want somebody to look at my story and be like, well, shit, if his ass can do it, I definitely can do it. I want that.
Right.
That's cool. You know, I feel that's what we all should do. We should all empower other people to feel that, like, oh, you saw me do that? Oh man, I can do that. Like that person I talked about earlier that's looking at Tori's page.
Right.
I ain't knocking him for it. You should look at Tori and be like, oh man, I can do that too.
Exactly.
But know how much work you're gonna have to put in to come get that spot. I can give you my exact recipe of everything I've done. That don't mean you can make my dish.
Correct.
You can make your own version, but you can't make this dish. I'm sorry, it just ain't gonna happen.
Right. Exactly. Man, that's powerful right there. You know, by the way, since I seen the Badass Vegan brand, I seen that name used a lot. And I know we already kind of touched this topic, but now everybody's a badass now. Everybody's a badass vegan, right?
People just think I was so stupid because I don't like that name that much. You sure you want to go with that? I was like, I see it. It's going to work. I know it. Now, I actually had a dude come on my post once, probably like 4 years ago. And he was like, man, that's an asshole move to trademark Badass Vegan. I'm like, what do you mean that's an asshole move? Like, did you literally go to like Coca-Cola and be like, yo, that was an asshole move to trademark Coca-Cola? Like, people don't even know the word vegan is actually trademarked. Somebody trademarked that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just too hard for them to go and stop everybody from using it. You know, like Badass Vegan is a little different. It's a little easier to stop people, but yeah, like that's just business. As a business person, you have to Farm Sanctuary is an LLC or whatever. Like, it's a company. It's been trademarked. Like, nobody can come in and say, hey, we're Farm Sanctuary. Nothing like that.
Hey, John. So going to segue on that, you think people should focus more on what, the money, the outcome, the money, or should focus on like the solution, the problem? So what do they should focus on, and then what you focus on?
I would say, if we're going to talk about like what somebody else does, you focus on what you want to focus on. If your focus is money, I'm not knocking you for that. You know what I'm saying? My focus is making people feel like they can do it.
Okay.
That's my win right there. Like, I got more messages from people like, hey, man, I've been following you for this long, and I finally did this and did that, and I owe it to you. And I'm like, no, you don't owe me shit. You did the work.
True.
I just showed you that the work could be done. Like, that's my goal. My goal is to empower people. Like I say all the time, empowerment is key. If you don't believe you can do it, you're not going to do it.
You're not going to do it. Yeah.
If you don't believe you can make it to the bathroom in time, you ain't going to make it to the bathroom in time. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it is, if you don't believe in it, you ain't going to do it. But if you believe, even if you don't get there the first time, you learn something in that drive. So the next drive, you're like, you know what? We got this. Like, I think also, and you understand this, and I'm sure a lot of people that's watching this understand, being an athlete helps a lot with that. Because you don't win every game. You got your shot blocked, you got dunked on, you got crossed over. You know, you can make a highlight reel all you want. But there's a lot of plays in between that a lot of people don't like to show.
Yeah.
And so I'm big on, like, I'm gonna show you all the plays. You know, even the one I hate to admit I got dunked on, but I dunked on a lot more people who dunked on me. Like, I blocked a lot more shots than I got blocked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I hit more threes in somebody's face than got hit in my face.
Right.
So I think that's it. Like, you gotta believe that you're gonna do it, and you gotta understand that you're gonna lose a lot too.
True.
You're gonna lose, but the loss that you have does not define you.
Right.
It builds you. Like, everybody got losses. Even your favorite person on Instagram that you follow, in the background. Whoever you follow, and they 37 million followers, and all they post is the great pictures, and out of the 87 they took that one pose, it's a bunch of losses there.
Yep.
They dealing with a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had a good friend that told me this growing up. And it was funny because it makes sense to this day. He said, for every person that you look at, that you go, man, that's the most beautiful person I ever saw in my life, it's one person that can't stand them. You know what I'm saying? And what's funny is that most beautiful person that you think is the most beautiful person in the world, they still affected by that one person that don't like them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like everybody go through it. Nobody's immune. Whatever you think everybody gotta go through it. Just that's how it is.
It's like that saying, like, one man's trash is another man's riches.
Yeah, another man's treasure. You know what I'm saying? One
Man's
man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah, exactly.
See?
So yeah, it's just exactly how it is. But it's just interesting. And those are really good points there, John, from a business standpoint. I think he applied for life in general, not only like from business, because you can apply. We've been talking about entrepreneurship, but you can apply that for work, for job.
Everything.
You can apply for exercising, sports, and whatever it is that
Everything.
you feel. And I had the same mentality. I don't see losses. I don't see loss. Like I don't see L's, losses, right? I don't see L's as a bad thing. Actually, I take it as as a learning experience.
And I'm not saying I'm like ecstatic that I lost. I'm not saying I'm like, baby, I lost.
You should be mad though.
Yeah, but let that anger propel you to get through that next wall. Because it's gonna be a wall the next time.
That's right.
Even when you do win, you still had to go through a wall.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like from a bodybuilding standpoint, I mean, not every single show you go up there and you win. You go with the mindset that you want to win, but you're not always win because
and to go along with that for getting ready for a bodybuilding show. Yeah. Not every time you work out made you really, really excited about getting on stage.
Right.
It's some days you like, man, I just don't want to be in here, man. I'm depleted. I need some water. I need this. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand that. Like, they just see the end result and they're like, ooh, man, Roger, you killed it. But you wasn't there. When Roger had to wake up early or go to bed late or both sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And still work on all these things and still get to the gym and still no excuses. So I think that's what people got to understand is that it ain't going to be handed to you. Like, nobody owes you nothing.
Are you visiting some of the countries in Central South America?
Say that again. Sorry.
Are you gone to a little? Are you gone south the map? Central America, South America.
I have, but man, with all this going on, I haven't been anywhere in a while. But man, I honestly feel with this film, I'm gonna be out a lot more with everything. In fact, with the Vegan Smart. Mm-hmm. With the Vegan Smart brand, we're actually looking at branching off. Like, we're still gonna have Vegan Smart, but then we're gonna have a whole badass vegan line now.
Okay.
So that's good. Yeah. So and with that line, I'm not trying to do anything crazy. Right. I just want the essentials like multivitamin, vitamin B12, your omegas. Like stuff that like I think even if you ain't vegan, you should have.
Right.
Because we all got to make sure we got what we need, the essentials. Because people always say, well, why would you take vitamins if you're vegan? And I tell people all the time that what we're eating today is not the same nutrients that they were eating thousands of years ago. Right. Our earth is depleted. We forget that the earth is a living being. It's a living organism. It's a living organism, and that this living organism is tired. It don't have all the same. Just like we get tired, that motherfucker tired of us. Like, it's tired. Like, it is tired, dog.
Yeah, y'all don't take care of me. So what do you want me to do?
It's exhausted. Yeah. But yeah, we just got to make sure that we take care of ourselves. But that's where the essentials come in at. Like, I'd rather have a little bit more than I need, because people are like, oh, well, you pee out all the nutrients, everything. Yeah, but I'd rather be proactive than reactive. Right. Because man, when you deficient in something, like some B12 or whatever it is, now it takes a long time to get to that point. Right. But if you ever met somebody that has gone through that, or vitamin D deficient or whatever, that's no pump, man. Like it's not. You don't just bounce up and be like, oh, well, I was deficient yesterday. Today I'll be all right. Once it happens, it's something else. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm definitely gonna look nationwide with it. And it's gonna be like, I'm not even looking to get in stores with this.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be mailed all over the world. Like, I'm not, because I love stores, don't get me wrong, but you lose so much of the brand when you do that.
Right.
You lose, because you gotta pay, you gotta charge the store under retail value, and then they charge more than the retail value, and everybody thinking you rich because they pay $50 what you charge the store $10 for. So they think you got that $50. You're like, no, I didn't touch any of that, bro. Like, so yeah, we again, with the team I'm working with, we're looking straight online, everything online.
That's great. So all right, so tell us a little bit about what about your film, what's going on with your projects.
So if anybody here has seen What the Health, this is the official follow-up film to What the Health. So we came together and made a film about social justice and food justice through the lens of hip hop. And it's my film, so I'm gonna say it's powerful, but it's pretty fucking powerful. Like, we touch a lot of bases, man. Like, and just showing the interconnections between, you know, the collusion of the government and the food that's being put out to us, and all these illnesses that we have that people aren't looking at the food. Everybody thinks it's DNA. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, but if you feed the DNA the wrong thing, you know, like, you can have an adopted child. You got an adopted child and they live in the same lifestyle as you. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna have the same problems as you. Yeah. And it's the vice versa. Like, if you have an active, healthy, you know, vibrant parent to an adopted child, that child's gonna pick up that. So it's just, we have to show that all, you know, the healthcare industry is pharmaceutical, not even healthcare. Pharmaceutical is a $1.3 trillion industry, bro. 3 trillion. Like, I did the math and I said, if 10%, because let's not lie, like, medication is needed sometimes. We're not saying that. Right. Medication is needed sometimes, but everybody don't need medication. Like, they just giving out pills sometimes. You got a headache, you know what? Get on this prescription. We didn't even get to the cause of the headache. We don't even care. You got a headache. Let's just go take this. Take this, yeah. If everybody, let's just say 10% of the people taking medication got off of it, the industry would implode. Like, if you do the math, 10% of 1.3 trillion is 130 billion, bro. 130 billion for just 10% getting off of it. They don't want us healthy. Right. They don't want that. And the thing is, and people say, no, man, nobody would do that. I was like, man, we all know, everybody knows one pharmaceutical rep. And I'm not saying they're bad people, but we all know one pharmaceutical rep that goes to work every day knowing that what they're selling is not necessary. They might sell some things that are necessary, but they also know there's a couple of medications in there, and they call it medication, are necessary, and they're not. They know that. And you know why they don't stop? Because they make that $200,000 a year. They get in that fancy ass car and drive back to their fancy ass house or condo or apartment. So that's at the 100,000 level. We're not even talking about the $1 billion level or $1 trillion level. I try to be the best person I can in my life. But if I had $1.3 trillion invested in something, I might reconsider myself. For real. So you got to be real about it and just see, like, this industry is not meant for people to flourish. Yeah. Like, you literally, like, we saw at one part when it's the whole got milk ad thing. And then you see at the bottom, like, we put it in the film, sponsored by the Milk Ad Agency. Like, when they say, like, you need milk to survive, who's that sponsored by? The Got Milk Agency. Of course, I'm gonna tell you need milk to survive. Right. It's my business. It's my business. Yeah. Like Tabitha Brown said, because that's my business.
Man, y'all, hey. That's crazy. You know, I was thinking, I had this vision, like, I need to talk to John, because we need to make the Latin trap version of did he try to kill
I'm in. Hey, let's do it.
Listen,
but
because,
you know, and that's what it was for.
right.
That's what it was for. It was for all people of color, to be honest. From Latin to everything.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
It's funny, I have Latin doctors in there.
Yeah.
Like everything. Like, you know, living in Miami, I'm around Latin culture all day. So, you know, that's a part of my life, you know.
Right.
I know who I am, but I want to help everybody from Indian, and I'm not talking about, you know, American, and I'm talking about actual Indian to Native American to anything that's to do with color, but it's for white people too. Yeah. Because I tell people this all the time. Like, if you're not part of that 1%, that upper 1%, they don't care about you either. Yeah. You are collateral damage. Collateral damage. And they'll sweep your body to the side, just like they right in the pile with us, right on over.
Hey, so is the Indiegogo campaign still available for us to make donations?
No, we all finished it. Thank you to everybody that did. We did finish. We were very fortunate. We raised over $100,000. But that's gonna help us translate it into different languages, and you know, the not only translated, but the captions in different languages. Great. Like, it's so many costs. Like, this is my biggest project I've ever worked on, man. It's so many costs and everything. It's like, oh, you want to get another poster? Oh, you gotta pay for it. Yeah, you know, like, oh, you want to change the cover? Oh, cost you. It's crazy. So yeah, we're very fortunate and had a very successful campaign. We submitted to the Sundance Film Festival about 3 weeks ago. Unfortunately, we didn't make it, but it's all good because, I mean, there's plenty of award-winning documentaries out there and movies that didn't make festivals. So it was just a shot. Yeah, man, we just pushing forward. We actually got a meeting Wednesday to see like what's our next steps and go from there. Man, that's great. We can't wait for the film to be out. John, to be quite honest. Me either. I mean, we're gonna promote that like crazy in all social media. We might actually bring you. I know you're gonna be busy during that time, but we'll bring you in some other time. So maybe do a quick live. I'll come to Houston and do it, man. I gotta get the H-Town again. Man, definitely. Oh, I'll go to Miami. When all this shit is done. Yeah. Yeah. So you wanna give us all your social media where people can find you and all that? Yeah, I'm under Badass Vegan, man. Pretty much on everything. I think I even got a Pinterest account, like, to be honest. I'm not even lying. Like, I just, you know what? Like, because the thing was, I started thinking, I was like, man, I just have to make sure my name is taken up on all these platforms. Because if I don't, somebody will just take the name and somebody will think it's me. And, you know, like, I have a TikTok account. I literally have one video on TikTok. And it's my trailer for my movie. But I did it because I was like, man, the last thing I want is somebody doing Badass Vegan and doing something unruly on it, and then I have to like do damage control on it. So yeah, you can find me literally under. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it's all vegan love, but hey, you gotta take care of your name and your brand, man. So yeah, between Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat is all Badass Vegan. And if they want to write me an email, you can also write me at my website. John@badassvegan.com, and I have like a spot where they can actually send me a message on the website too. So, man, you the realest, man. You gotta be, man. Too much fakeness going on right now. Absolutely. So one last thing, John, just for the Latin vegan and fans and community, how do you want to be remembered, bro? Man, I want to be remembered as the guy that came into a fucked up world but left it way better than how he found it. Okay. That's it. That's simple as it sounds. Bro, hey, well, I appreciate the time. I know you're busy out there. You got a lot of things going on. But hey, you always got my support. Anything that, bro, you need, I'm here for you, bro. I appreciate the time. That. So we keep in touch, man. Yeah. For sure, man. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in, man. All right, guys. So we'll see you guys in the next episode. This is Roger. I got my boy John Lewis, a.k.a. The Badass Vegan. See you guys. Gracias por escuchar Latino y Vegano, un show donde se habla todo lo relacionado sobre el veganismo entre la comunidad latina. No olviden suscribirse a este podcast, seguirnos en Instagram, Facebook,
YouTube y a visitarnos en latinoyvegano.com.